In a Fox 61 by Carrier Kitchen, I'm often amazed at steakhouses because you think it's such a simple thing. Let's just make steaks. But there is so much more to it. It's almost an art form. Chef Dino Redzik is the owner and executive chef of Butcher Brothers Steakhouse. If you haven't heard of them, it's because they're new in Cheshire. But you've done this steakhouse thing for a while in New York. How many restaurants?
About 9 altogether.
9? What?
And not all the steakhouses, they are different kinds.
Okay, but you finally gave up on New York and decided to come to Connecticut?
No. Just came to see how you well-off people live.
We clearly have not met, because I am definitely many things, but well-off is not one of them. Nice to have you here.
Likewise.
Delighted to
Thank
see
you very much.
What is the secret? Let's just go right into this. What is the secret to knowing your stuff when it comes to a steakhouse?
I really don't think there's a secret. I think the great thing about not only steakhouse, the great thing about all American cooking is knowing how to buy, having the right equipment, and serve it to the right people.
And speaking of buying, we're going to go into this in a little minute when we showcase a couple of things. But you get your stuff, you get the good stuff from all around the world.
Oh my God.
We'll talk about that. Look at these steaks, Tim, if you will, get a shot of these things, and let's go to work over here. But those steaks are huge, with a capital Y. As in, why do you make them so big?
Well, like in America, everything is larger, everything is bigger. But these steaks are very particular, and I brought you some things just to explain and show you the difference of what's where.
Okay, because that plays into grilling tips that we have for you. And when you put a steak like that on the grill, you got to cook it differently, I would imagine, right?
Yes and no. Again, like, it's all about buying. This particular steak is all about aging.
Okay.
So there is 2 ways to age meats. One is a dry age. This is dry age. What that means, in a specific walk-in coolers, you introduce moisture and wind, or fans that will rotate, and you rotate the meat for about 21 days, and then you become. You end up with a perfect product.
But when it comes to putting that on the grill, you don't want it cold, do you?
Oh, well, you don't want it frozen.
Right, well, that's true. But you don't want it warmed up. You want it kind of room temperature, right?
Well, there is a lot of different things what you're trying to do with it. For one, most of these steaks are very large in size.
Right.
And I wouldn't warm her up too much.
Okay.
You may introduce bacteria that you don't want.
There you go. And speaking of materials, a little salt and pepper, that's it, right?
Oh, no, only salt.
So just salt?
In my book, although I didn't prepare it here, all you have to do is a kosher salt.
Right.
And that gives you enough. Your griddle needs to be super hot.
Right.
We use in our steakhouse, in a Butcher Brothers Steakhouse, we use an oven called broiler, and that gets to 17,000 BTUs. Once you put that baby on, for less than 7 minutes, it just gives
that
you
thick steak is done. We're not doing a steak here. What do we got here?
This is my brother's favorite. He loves to create stuff that you can't find nowhere else, only in a Butcher Brothers Steakhouse. This is wheel bacon.
That's wheel bacon.
And we have a specific manufacturer who does this only for us. And you know how people in a steakhouse like to taste the bacon before? So we want to do that with a much higher quality meat than just the pork bacon.
What do I see wrapped around in the middle of that?
It's seasoning. So this is the product. You see it here.
Take a look at this.
And
oh my goodness.
So we swirl it. Cut it, sear it, and then you see how...
That's not your Oscar Mayer bacon there.
Definitely something very different. Now, to get back to steaks and cooking, I was going to give everyone a tip.
Please.
How do you know when the steak is rare? How is medium?
Can I tell you, I have this trouble on my own grill, and I'm not cooking with great steaks.
Thermometer would help with that. 2, I'm an old-fashioned guy, so I'll show you an old-fashioned way how to do it. So let's say when you do you fist, your arm is relaxed. Right. You touch it here. It's very tender, right? Right. Yeah. So that will give you rare.
That's rare. Okay.
You close your fist. That will give you medium rare.
Well, okay.
You tighten up a little bit. That will be medium.
Right. So how do you apply that to this?
You do it here.
So when you touch the same thing,
so there you go. So it's all about touching and feeling.
That's fantastic. We got a short time left, so as you continue to cook that bacon up, show me, just talk real quickly about some of the other things. And all of these are used on the menu items at Butcher Brothers.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we are specific honor and a pleasure of having Vancho Ivanovsky, who imports the most amazing stuff in universe.
Clearly. Look
he owns
at
a company called Vava, and among many others. And what he has given us today is something that is absolutely remarkable. This is a wild fig with honey
Right.
from his company called Wava. And that goes fantastic on any cheese or cold plate board, something to start off with. Second thing is a Manuka honey. Manuka is from it's from New Zealand, and it's the purest honey you can get. Obviously, you can
You
get
said
it
I'm
in
going
any
to fall in
form.
love with that stuff. when I
Oh,
try it,
absolutely.
right?
We'll leave you this. This will prolong your life.
Okay, and by the way, because we're out of time, but I'm not giving up this segment without showing you this bad boy.
Okay.
Look at this tomahawk.
So this is a tomahawk. One of our specialty of the Butcher Bros Steakhouse.
As I'm dripping
and a German potato.
Yes, okay.
And then my absolute favorite steak here is a New York sirloin.
Of course.
That's again cooked to you perfection. And probably the best steak out of all. This is not aged. There is a huge difference between them. This is a ribeye.
And I got to tell you, by the way, you talk about there's no secret to a steakhouse. I think the secret is in two things. The ingredients are bringing in some fine stuff from all around the world.
Absolutely.
But also, you got to trust the guys who clearly know what they're doing, especially if they're giving you a tip where you can compare steaks with that. Wow. Dina, Chef, would you come back, please?
Oh, absolutely.
And bring us some more stuff. I'm waiting for this bacon to be cooked up.
Definitely need to try that.
I'm going into this, and then I'm going into the steaks.